Members of the House of Congress, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Justin G. Gomos. So, technological advancement. Technological advances and interactions in many areas such as advanced robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, neurotechnology, data analysis, blockchain, cloud technology, biotechnology, and 3D printing, etc. Filipino industry to varied degrees has already adopted these technologies. The country needs to build a solid foundation for sustainable learning and accumulate different types of capital, gradually and systematically closing the existent technological gap. Both the public and private sectors need to be aware of the small investment invested in R&D. At the same time, the government must have an informed opinion on how to improve its delivery efficiency, trade openness, competition in major industries, labor market flexibility, human capital development, establish social protection system, and etc. Must also be ensured to catch up and benefit from the technological revolution. Everyone needs to fully understand the positive benefits of technology. To meet the demands of the industry, the public and private sector needs to be work with the government and the academia to develop the right skills for the future innovators in the country. Improvement of transportation. The public utility vehicle or PUV is the traditional way of every Filipino transportation. People who need to go to work, students going from one way to another, but as we know, commuting or using PUV isn't easy at all. According to the Inquirer, 70% of the Filipinos says they found it hard to get to work, especially during this time of the pandemic. In Dr. Montalban paper, Public Transportation Rationalization as a Means to Sustainability, he wrote that every day about 8,957,000 Filipinos ride public utility jeepneys, while 1,865,000 people ride public utility bus. This amount of people shows us the POVs are a great help in our everyday life, but the Philippines still lacks when it comes to transportation. In 2019, the commuters from Metro Manila on average lost 257 hours or 10 days in 17 hours just by commuting in a rush hour. A global mobility report said, ranking the metropolis as the second worst traffic among 416 cities in the world. The government tries every solution to create a more efficient and convenient way for Filipinos commuter. They had the Build program from the Duterte's administration, aiming for airport roads, bridges, and other infrastructures to compensate for the need for more effective transportation. Although it helped to minimize a bit of the traffic, more and more people can buy a car just paying the down payment. So what could be the solution to this ancient problem of us? We are now in a modern world where technology is one of our best friends that help us go through. There's no lie about since education, health, and other things make our life easier. Technology is a major help for our transportation. We can utilize it more if we dig deeper into. But transportation is not the only thing we should focus on. The number one problem that I can see is the lack of discipline among us Filipino. We are used to stopping whenever by just saying para po, and it causes traffic because every one of us has different destination. We should adapt also to what other countries are doing, such as in Singapore, where there should be just a stop and from there people can ride and stop properly. Number two is that we should limit private cars since it has greater volume as well and adds to the mass of traffic. It's more convenient for them to use the car, but if we gave them the reason to use the PUB, we can reduce it. And lastly, is that we should be hard on implementing exclusive lanes from different types of vehicles. The government tries the motorcycle lane, but it simply just does not work since cars and other vehicles take up the lane too. These are the things that make transportation hard in our country, but if we take little steps, we can help improve the problem that we've been facing for so long. Healthcare system. During this time of pandemic, we can see how having a great healthcare system is really important. Privileged are the people who can afford to have a proper look through their health. But what about the ordinary people who just go through their daily life on a daily basis? Let's take a look on how sick our healthcare system really are. Starting off from the people who are frontliners or in the healthcare system. Doctors, nurses, and other medical field experts are not getting enough pay for their hard work. That's why they prefer to work abroad rather than in the Philippines. In connection to that, we lose medical experts and the people that was left is working harder because of that. The other problem is that the government does not give much importance to the healthcare unlike what they put through on military related things. Our funds for Filipino health are not their first priority. That's why we really fall behind. Insurance as well are too expensive and not in every Filipino budget. Caring and getting for one is not their priorities also since they have to feed themselves and their family. So what solution can we provide for this matter? Number one is caring for our medical people by giving them the proper compensation for their working. Caring for their needs and providing solution for the problem can greatly affect their performance and stay in the Philippines. Second is improving our hospital and health facilities. The lack of hospital beds, equipments, machines, and medicines have an impact on every one of us. Improving the budget is a solution, but more on how to spend it wisely. Having an expert to what we need and what to buy will help us to fully maximize the funds that we have. The last is make the medicine and health things more accessible to the poor people and people far from cities. Though we may have some nurses and doctors who go there, but it's not frequent. That's why we still need to look into it. So this would be more convenient for all the people, especially the sick one. We are really far from achieving great when it comes to medicine and health. But I hope government has much more better plan than we have